In this video, we wanted to share with you a recent Bloomberg investigation which unpacks the fallout from one of the most coveted watch drops in modern luxury. The Tiffany stamped Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711 with the egg blue dial. Let's do a deep dive and let's try and understand what happened. When exclusivity backfires, Tiffany, Patek, and the perils of luxury branding. Intended as a celebration of a 170-year partnership and defense of LVMH's new ownership of Tiffany, the release quickly spiraled into a cautionary tale. With only 170 watches made, Tiffany's sales team widely encouraged clients to spend $2 million to $5 million on jewelry with no guarantees, just for a chance to buy the 52K watch. No waitlist, no transparency, just a wish list and lots of resentment. The fallout was significant. Patek closed 3 of its 4 in-store boutiques with Tiffany. Long-term clients walked away feeling manipulated, and even successful buyers saw the resale price plummet from $6.2 million in 2021 to $1.2 million in 2024. What's particularly interesting is the contrast between the public narrative and private strategy. For the past few years, LVMH has consistently positioned Tiffany as a turnaround success, highlighting revenue growth, the rollout of high-end icons, and store renovation as key wins under its stewardship. But stories like this reveal the commercial mechanisms used to drive those numbers and the brand damage that can come when those tactics are mishandled. This strategy isn't unique to Tiffany. Hermes has long relied on a similar approach, conditioning access to its coveted Birkin bags on a history of purchasing other categories like scarves, shoes, or jewelry. Ferrari also has employed bundling tactics, nudging collectors to purchase several models before gaining access to the limited edition cars. In all these cases, desirability is manufactured not just through rarity but through strategic gating of access. Luxury thrives on scarcity, but it also depends on trust, loyalty, and discretion. When access becomes opaque or worse, transactional, it undermines the long-term brand equity no matter how strong the sales bump might be in the short term. And as LVMH prepares to report earnings, this story raises broader questions for the luxury sector. In today's market, how do you scale without diluting the very essence of exclusivity?